Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tamika Waldron. I'm your host on Kaiser Corner today, and we have the man of the hour, Mr. Winston Gypsy Peters, here with us at his home in Mayaro. Mr. Peters, how are you today?
I'm very well, thanks. Good evening, and thank you for coming to Mayaro. Welcome to our beautiful Mayaro.
Thank you very much. So you're born in Mayaro, Mr. Peters?
I'm Mayaro, born and raised.
Born and raised in Mayaro. And how has that been for you?
Great. It has been very, very, very good.
Okay. Okay, so one of the questions I'd like to ask you is how or when did you get the name Gypsy?
I actually got the name Gypsy since I was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the fact is that, they call me Gypsy because my grandparents and I guess my parents didn't know exactly what hyperactive meant. So the colloquial name for hyperactive is Gypsy. God, they say you're a gypsy person, meaning I can't stay one place. I'm always, somewhere. I'm always fidgeting. I always active on what have you.
Right.
So, and I grew up to be that kind of man as well. So I was a very hyperactive child.
Active, you're very active.
Very hyperactive.
Okay. Okay, Gypsy. At what age did you start your musical career and what inspired you to do so?
Well, I started singing when I was 4 years old. When I was 4 years old, I wrote my first song at 4 years old, and I performed my first song at 4 years old, right here in Mayaro at the Village Hall. There's a man named Mr. Shovington, God rest his soul, and Mr. Shovington come and ask my grandparents to take me to the Village Hall to sing in something that he was having, because I was a real brazen 4-year-old. I may not have been your regular 4-year-old, I was one of them 4-year-old who was very active, like I said.
Gypsy.
Yes. And Mr. Shovington saw that in me, and he took me to the Mayaro Village Hall in a competition, which I sang and won, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You sang at 4 years old?
At 4 years old. I wrote my own song. It wasn't a song that had anything really big to it, but it was my song. The song was Teresa was mad here in Trinidad. She went to BG, she danced with a frying monkey. She went to Tobago, she danced with a male kobo. Now she eating some big rat like a garapat. No, these are just things that I hear people say, eh?
Right.
So I guess I just put it together in my
At 4 years old,
yeah,
that was
in my little
awesome.
mind,
That was very awesome.
And I've been writing my own song ever since.
Ever since?
Yes.
Okay, I'm very talented. You're a very talented man. I've grown to see you perform over the years. I've seen you on television. I've seen you while growing up performing at the Mardi Gras in 1997. You won the Calypso Monarch with Little Black Boy. That was a beautiful song, and it touched so many lives and the hearts of so many. What inspired you to write that song?
Well, I wrote Little Black Boy because of the circumstances. It's almost self-explanatory. I'm a black person. I'm a black boy myself, and when you look around today, and you see the plight of the young black men in particular, I think that they needed somebody to say something to them that would help them in some way to realize that we can take a different course in our lives and we can do things in a little different way to make it better. And I thought that just like advertisement, you do advertisement because you want to sell a product.
Yes.
Well, it's the same thing. I try to sell that kind of thought wave to them. So Little Black Boy, go to school and learn, show some concern, think about your race. The black race is a proud one. Don't care what nobody say to you, Education is the key that can get you off the streets and off poverty. And ask me, I can tell you. Because I was born here in Mayaro, and I grew up picking up coconuts, catching crab, selling bottles, and agriculture. Well, I still hold on to the agriculture regardless of what I've become, because I actually love planting stuff. I love agriculture. I love it. So I still do that. But the other things I have been able to, because of education, of course, I have been able to relinquish those. Now if I catch crab, it's because I want to. And if I pick up bottles, it's in my own place. That kind of thing. So
I understand.
But that is what the whole thing is about. It's about trying to get them to understand that there's much more to life than what we are doing to ourselves. And that's what Little Black Boy is all about.
And it was a beautiful song.
It is.
It has touched the lives of many, and it has gone on throughout the years.
Yes.
From generation to generation. A lot of people have grown to know the song. So it is one of those
A lot of
songs
people
that
still request it from me. It still helps me to make a living. I still perform it wherever I go. I perform it to white audiences because, believe it or not, we have white people in the world who are exactly like our black people. They're in the vast minority within their own, existence, but they are like that nonetheless. So I still perform Little Black Boy wherever I go. People request it. So I perform Little Black Boy. I've sung quite a bit of songs like Joe's there. Sung Idle Company. I have quite a few songs that is dedicated to trying to help young black people in particular.
in this world today.
Help everybody,
Yes.
but young black people in particular. Other people listen to your song too, and strange enough, some of them have the same experience.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back on Kaiso Corner.
How to write, he never study about that. All he study was his speaker, his sneakers and clothes. He learn how to dress, he learn how to pose. Now he can't get no work, he can't get no job. He decide to steal and he decide to rob. But Little Black Boy couldn't last long at all. The police put a bullet through his Don's head skull. Little Black.
Don't let the COVID-19 restrictions dampen your celebration. Let Wave stream your event live. Weddings, sports events, talk shows, any event done virtually in HD quality. Let friends and family outside of Trinidad and Tobago bid your loved ones goodbye as we stream your funeral live on social media. Call 294-1105 or 686-1419 for more info.
Surpassed, and in her day she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully she fulfilled her sailor's need. Some were overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow. Some took bite, bulk, and go. Now she looked dull, she's at a lull. She could barely sit on her hull. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough, oh yes. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa.
And we're back here on Kaiso Corner, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tamika Waldron, your host, with Mr. Winston Gypsy Peters. Welcome back, Mr. Peters.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So we have been talking about your Calypso career. For those of you who missed it, we spoke about him being brought up in Mayaro, and also his song Little Black Boy, him winning the Calypso Monarch in 1997. So I'd like to ask you, what are some of your challenges as a Calypsonian?
You know, let me be honest and say that I have really never had any challenges as a Calypsonian. And that might sound strange to a lot of people, but the hardest challenge that I have was in America, when I tried to do other things. Not as a Calypsonian, but as an entertainer, you know. I wanted to get into things, different things. And those were the hardest things to do. But the Calypso had opened the door for me to do them. And as a Calypsonian, I've never really had any problems. I was very lucky. The first song that I ever sang as an adult was a hit song. I did a song called Forkane as a recorded song, and that was big. Then I had a couple of other songs that were huge successes for me. So I really never, I can't say that as a Calypsonian I had any real challenge in breaking through. I guess the people who were before me made all the breakthroughs for me. And then my talent just helped me to do the rest. But I've never had any challenges. Like, I went to the Calypso tent at a young age, and the first day I went on a Calypso tent stage, I have never been off the stage unless I choose to be off. I hear Calypsonians talking about the sitting on the bench, and they could not go on, and they couldn't. I had never had those kind of challenges. When I came to town, in the days when people were we were still getting $20 and $25 a week, I was getting exactly that and even more. So,
for your talent.
Yes, so I guess you could say I was lucky.
You were, or blessed.
Well, blessed, lucky, and talented.
Yes, you were.
And I've never been left out of a Calypso program in a Calypso tent. I've been to the semifinals. I mean, the only person that must have been to the semifinal more than me is Chalk Dust, and that is questionable. I've been to the finals. I mean, more time than most Calypsonians have been even singing longer than I have.
So you've had a wonderful Calypso career.
Yeah, I have a wonderful